Bitcoin and Ethereum, what's his next move? Let's find out in the chart, shall we? In yesterday's private Pandora's Wallet subscriber video, we talked about what's the price action is going to do at this level. And we said that if it broke out of this channel, we could see prices go all the way up to this exact target up here. Exactly like I predicted. Also, in Ethereum, we said I was in a trade here. Remember, I talked about this trade on the regular show, that I was going to wait for the 71.6 to go short. I did hit the short, and then I saw it reverse on me. And then I said, hey, we've got to walk away because this thing is going to head all the way up, all the way to all-time high once it reversed on me, and we got to move away from that. And so, yeah, if you're interested in trading and becoming a part of that, you can do so, right, by following our videos, by hitting the like, subscribe, bell button, and all. And also, if you want to trade this, you could trade this on Bybit by typing in bybit.davincij15.com. All right, my name is Da Vinci Jeremy, and I'm here joined with Inti Campos.
Morning, people. How are you today?
Yes, it's been a great day, excellent day. Glad to have you back, Inti. Everybody's been missing you. How are you feeling today?
Pretty good, and thank you very much for all the good messages. And yeah, I'm very happy to be here and quite excited for this show.
Cool. Same here. A little bit of technical difficulties to start the show. Things are running a little bit slower because now that we've added you into the scenes, I noticed the computer is like, okay, I'm at my limits here. This is the M1 Mac that I'm running right now, and it was running smoothly before, but now I think it's gotten too much things are happening, and so we might have to switch back to my my Threadripper, right? Unfortunately, the Threadripper is like a heat machine, right? Sending out so much heat just to get it to work. But anyways, today's show, we're going to be talking about Cramer. He sees hyperinflation, right? And how to best protect yourself from that hyperinflation. Also, we're going to be talking about Ethereum price projections, right? Mine was like, I was projecting about 16,000. I think that might be wrong. I'm going to show you, based on an article that says, hey, they think Ethereum is going to 20K. And I think that might be wrong as well, based on the way it measures growth. Also, we're going to be talking about some NFTs and Janet Yellen's 180 on the market, crypto markets. That's going to be a cool thing. You gotta watch the whole show, man. This is going to be awesome. Anyways, we're also going to see where prices are going to go with Bitcoin and Ethereum and how to trade it for the next few minutes. But before we do that, Inti's got a few words to say.
Yes, as always, people, it's worth to remind you that this video is for entertainment purposes only, and this is not financial advice. Please do your own research before putting any of your hard-earned money on the market.
All right, Inti, man, we're glad to have you back, right? We're going to have Inti looking in the chat room, both on YouTube and on Twitch, because this is broadcast on Twitch. If you want to watch it live, you can watch it live for free on Twitch. But also, if you want to participate on the YouTube side of it, you could also do so by purchasing, Pandora's Wallet or Da Vinci J15 token. All right, so Inti, make sure everybody's behaving themselves in the chat room and having a good time. All righty, let's get on with the show. Okay, a little bit of delay with the systems here because it's really at its edge now. Now that we've got Inti inside the this broadcast, and so we'll just deal with that. Right now, Bitcoin has reached its target here, which I was thinking, I knew it was going to come up here once we broke this, right? Because this was actually turning into a bearish flag, but not really. It was more like a trend channel, and I figured that even though the measured move would be a lot higher, I figured that it probably wouldn't come up to any more than the $34,000 level. Somewhere up here. So we did reach that target, and now we have to look to see what's the next move for Bitcoin. And let's just change that to arrow. There we go. And then we're going to remove these because this is all broken. And then we're going to see what we can find out. Now, this could turn into what's called a, well, it's too early to tell, but what we could say here, let's just see if that's the case. We could see what's called a rising wedge come out of this. Too early to say for sure because we only have 2 touch points, right? So we can't really. I'm not sure. I'm not really ready to call it that. But we can definitely bring down, maybe bring down this this particular resistance level to right about here, right? To give it a little bit of connections there. So we see those 2 connections, touch points basically. So there we go. We have like 2 touch points there, 2 touch points on the bottom, and really we don't have enough to say for sure. So let's look for something else right now. Right now, let me just redraw. Let me do a fib because I think we're going to roll back here. And let's see if the fib, if we have anything. So we haven't touched even the 38.2. But basically, if we break from this level, we could see this thing head up to $35,000 before we actually see any kind of resistance, any more resistance, right? I would say approximately, probably to the rising trend line that we have here. This is a very strong trend line. It will definitely respect that. At the very least, respect the green one before we see any kind of like return back down should it decide to fail. Of course, if we fail this from this breakdown, we have to like reassess it, right? We might break this particular rising trend line here. Hopefully we don't. We've already broken all the others, so I'm going to remove this, remove that, and yeah, leave those, and just assume that yeah, Bitcoin will probably come back down to this level or something, or create a new set of a pattern. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. Basically, you know what? There's nothing else for us to do right now. Is just put our hands underneath our underneath our butts and just wait. Right? We can't trade this at this time. Now you could say, hey, you know what? I'll just go down to the shorter time frames and look for M's and W's, and yeah, you could do that. But you don't know what the next move is. So basically, the next move is probably this M. So that's probably the next move down. But you know what? It's too risky. So I would suggest we just not do anything at this point in time. Alrighty. So let's head over to Ethereum and figure out what Ethereum is going to do. Well, now that Ethereum has gone broken to the new all-time highs, keep in mind Ethereum has done this several times already, right? This is why I was telling people yesterday in yesterday's show. I thought, okay, since it's reversing on us and not continuing down, this was like massive volume to pull it back up. We have to walk away from our short here, and then it just blew through it in matter of hours, right? And yeah. And it hit the general target that I was thinking, which was a little bit higher than the last all-time high. And when it does that, it generally goes, comes back down, and it comes back down heavy. So I would say probably to the 61.8 is where it would go to. This is right where there's a little bit of resistance. So we could probably come down here, test this area of $1,200 before we continue higher. Keep in mind, there's also resistance at the 38.2, so that's another place where we could see a bounce. So we'll have to wait and watch the markets at that point in time. Right now, it's heading down. So most likely be ready for another pump back up and then a rollover. When the confirmation comes, then you should take it to the next level, which is the 38.2 first, and then the 61.8 if it continues down. But we have to wait and see. You have to let the market draw out its pattern before you can actually go and trade this. Another option is, let's see here. I think we have, right? Oops, I didn't think that, I didn't draw that correctly. But let's see here. We have, right, a trend line up here that if we break this trend line, you could pretty much look for, either look for on a shorter time frame, this is because we're on hourly, for the M's on the break, and whoops, there we go. So somewhere like, yeah, that, I would say this trend line right here, we can go with this. So a break on this side of the trend line, right? You could either wait for an M on the other side or take it all the way down on that break. Is another way to go on this trade. It's all up to you. I'm waiting for the 61.8 actually. This is what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to set a trade right here at 61.8. We get there, we don't, and that's that. And then I'm going to take it 2-to-1 from the 78.6 because I don't think we're heading there. I think it's safe to do that. And let's just go. Let's look at the larger time frame just in case there's something that I missed, right? Because when in doubt, right? You know what to say. When in doubt, zoom out. So let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. So if we were to go and create a ray right here. There we go. And we can see that, let's see here. Let's see, where would the 61.8 come down? Does it come down to this level here? Yes, perfect. Perfect. So it won't break. The minimum will break is the 61.8 before we actually go for a bounce. That's excellent. Excellent. Like that. Alrighty. So with that said, remember you could always trade this, right, on Femex, right, by typing in femex.davincij15.com, right, or bybit.davincij15.com. Alrighty, and also if you want to be a part of this live stream, right, you could purchase the DJ15 token, right, and also Pandora's wallet, right? I know I'm supposed to end the sale this week, today, so make sure you get in before the end of the day today. All right, I want to talk before I get on to the news articles of the day. I wanted to mention something about a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, right, who's helping another friend of his invest in cryptocurrencies through me, right? Currently, I have the what's called the DC trading, but it was for friends and family. But I'm actually going to be shutting that down. All of my friends and family, I'm going to tell them, hey, you know what? I'm going to just give you your money back, because the reason why is because it's too much work for me, too much effort, and I don't want to deal with that work and effort. Everybody made money, so they're all going to be happy. But I'm just giving it all the money back. And then also a friend of mine, Danny, I'm going to just tell him, hey, you know what? You want me to hold your crypto? I'll hold one type of crypto for you. So I'm going to hold Ethereum for him. I'm going to hold it in a particular address in one of my hardware wallets. And he offered one of his friends that he was going to do that, and he was like freaking out, that his wife, and freaking out that who is this guy? And I'm just saying, hey, it's me. I'm holding your your crypto for you. I'm holding your Ethereum for you. Don't worry, Danny's not going to rob you. I'm not going to rob you, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, all right. Let's get on to the news. Right. Jim Cramer. He says the Powerball winner, right, should put 5% into Bitcoin, right? Uh, and he's picked it because he thinks there's a specter of hyperinflation. Duh. This is a, you know what, this is a, honestly, since I started, right, I saw that hyperinflation was around the corner back in 2008, and nobody talked about it on the mainstream media. No one talked about that possibility. Yet now we're getting so close to it because, like, oh, we'll just print. Oh, we have a problem, we'll just print. Oh, and well, see, look, the deflation when we print, the price is not going up, so we'll print some more. So obviously this is coming, right? And more people are seeing this. And yeah, you might want to prepare yourself for that event. Always have, if you think, okay, well, I'm going to sell at the top of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin tops out, when Ethereum tops out, I'm selling. Let's just say you did get the top, right? And you sold into dollars, right? And then a few months later, there's hyperinflation. What are you going? What you want to do, right? Yeah, you don't want to be holding dollars, man. You want to sell into anything else but dollars. Just keep that in mind. Because it's coming, and you know what? You can watch it, right? I think the Big Mac Index, right? I'm going to using the Big Mac Index to help us see a hyperinflation. Because why? This will be what's it called? Almost like a dummy light, right? At the point, because it's a delayed index. Why is it delayed index? Because they buy forward a lot of their food. So, by the time you detect hyperinflation in this in particular index, right, it's too late. It's already occurred because they've already purchased like a year out of food. They've purchased maybe even two, right, years out of food to make sure that their prices stay somewhat steady. Should prices go up faster, right? This indicator will tell you, we're in hyperinflation when it's pretty much obvious. so keep that in mind. But you know what? Some people will try to deny it, right? But then once this thing doubles, right? If you see a Big Mac doubles in a short amount of time, within a year, right? That's it. You're in hyperinflation. Period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So keep that index in mind. All right, on NFTs, right? Well, we know that Ethereum is with its NFTs, you could actually create assets that are rare on Ethereum and connect them to some sort of art or some sort of a physical asset or even a digital asset. And you know what? It's starting to. You can see that rare, ultra rare NFTs are non-fungible tokens are starting to sell at high prices now. That doesn't mean you should go out and run out and buy any kind of artwork and hope that you make it big, because honestly, this is very. If you have some sort of niche art, if you're like really into art and stuff like that, and you understand digital rarities and stuff like that, yes, you can go out and find something that you could purchase for really cheap right now, a bunch of artistic work really cheap, and then maybe one day it'll be worth a lot of money. But you have to have some sort of skill in that. So I would not suggest this as for most of us, because it will be attractive. This is going to be more and more attractive. People are going to be talking about this going into the future. Just don't fall for it. All right. Ethereum, to repeat, Bitcoin's move to 20K given Metcalf's law. Metcalf's law states that the rate of growth of a network can be mathematically mapped as a square of the number of users. Right? Given Metcalf's law, Ethereum will move up to 20K and repeat what Bitcoin did. I just realized there's a flaw in that Metcalf's law. When I read that, I was like, hold on a second. Right? the number when Bitcoin first started, right? The number of users grew exponentially, right? When it first started with a few people, a few geeks, a few thousand more, a few million more, it started growing, an exponential growth. But there's a difference. There's a huge difference between the people who started at the very beginning, and the people who are coming right now. Huge difference. Why is that? Because our financial system, as I've said many, many times, it transfers wealth from the poor and the middle class to the rich, right? And so the top 1% has a large amount of wealth transferred to them, extremely large amount of wealth. And guess who guess who's coming in on this next curve? Yeah, that's right. The super wealthy, the top 10% of the population is coming in on this next growth curve, right? So, effectively, I think this may mean that Bitcoin and Ethereum will surpass numbers that we cannot even imagine, because this is a technology that is akin to electricity, akin to a car, akin to a flight. It is the same as maybe even books as well. This is something that will change humanity forever, and is never thought that it could possibly exist. Never thought that something like this is possible, ever. And because the top 10% are going to be buying into this asset and learning about this asset, most of them did not get into the top 10% because they were dummies. So they're going to figure this out, and they're going to be buying the snot out of this, especially since, right, if you understand that it will become the monetary units of the future. So we're going to see probably price action a lot higher than the number of users that are coming in, because the number of users the type of users that are coming in have a lot more money to spend. All right, Ethereum is becoming a main asset for investors in 2021. Yeah, that's an obvious statement. If I've ever seen one, we've got DeFi, right? We've got like NFTs, right? We have so much use cases. We all have all your tokens, right? I've even got my token on Ethereum, right? And then there's going to be more, right? There's going to be more than just my tokens, right? And you could build so much more with the Web3 with Ethereum, right? You could build so many more applications. Well, like Web3 is a decentralized, you could run any kind of decentralized app on Ethereum. So it only makes sense that in 2021, Ethereum is going to perform absolutely spectacular. All right, so I'm going to close it off with Janet Yellen's 180 on the what's it called, on the cryptocurrencies. Janet Yellen offers a balanced stance on cryptocurrencies after early comments led to Bitcoin carnage. Yeah, so she shorted the market, right, and then, to make sure that it would go down, and then she changed her tune, right, and then as she was buying up all your cryptocurrencies that you guys were selling, right, she was like buy, and then now she's coming out and saying, I think we need to look closely at how to encourage their use for legitimate activities while curtailing their use for mainly for malign and illegal activities. What an evil woman, man. That's just nasty. Just absolutely unfair, man. Anyways, well, that's just the way it is, right? When you're elite, when you're rich and elite, you get to do this what most people would go to jail for, right? Like if a CEO did that, the SEC would be all over them. They at least get a fine, at very least, a massive fine, right? If not, if they don't get any jail time. But hey, you know what? She's in the elite club, and you're not in it, and so she could get away with that kind of stuff. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. I mean, sorry about waffles, and this video was it's getting cut up to pieces because of waffles. But anyways, I got her quiet now, so we're gonna head off to the question and answer period. I think Inti's mic's muted, but I'm not 100% sure. But
You hear
anyways,
me?
we're looking forward to that, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers, people.
Bye.